bad. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Provost Park Pass. Today we're going to be going through the whimsy that is Toontown. Toontown is very unique as it actually has different park hours than all the other lands in the park, which kind of sets it apart. It opens usually an hour later and closes an hour earlier than the rest of the park. So plan accordingly. If you're visiting Disneyland for the very first time with children, this is a great place to come, Toontown. It's designed for children, basically by children, Disney Imagineers, and it's a lot of fun. Toontown gets to be very crowded in the afternoon, so I recommend checking it out early in the morning or later in the evening when it's less crowded. According to Disney, there are actually 8 attractions in Toontown. That might be a little misleading though, because only 2 of those attractions are actually rides. You have Goofy's Go Coasters and also Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. The other attractions they have in Toontown are more like meet and greets for Minnie and Mickey Mouse. Now if you have little kids who want to meet Minnie or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or Daisy or Goofy or Pluto, this is the place to do it. This is where the Fab Five really hangs out. Legend has it when Walt was looking for a place to build Disneyland in 1952, Mickey Mouse told him he could build it right next to his hometown, Toontown, but he had to keep Toontown a secret. So Walt did. But in 1993, Mickey Mouse says, let's open up Toontown to the whole world. It is crazy. The one rule the Imagineers had when they're designing Toontown is they said no straight lines. They wanted everything to look like a cartoon, feel like a cartoon, and have a cartoon appearance. Toontown is actually divided into 3 areas. You have the downtown, which is right behind me. That's on the east side. Mickey's neighborhood is on the west side. And Toon Square, well, that's right in the middle. Walt's presence is everywhere, even here in Toontown. Right behind me is a library. And if you look up at the window, right up there in the window, you can see it. It actually says Laugh-O-Gram Films. That's the name of the first studio that Walt owned in Kansas City, Missouri. Toontown was the first new land in Disneyland in 20 years when it debuted in 1993. If you step on the manhole cover, sometimes they'll make sounds. The joy of Toontown is that almost everything is interactive.
You're not going to put mail in me, are you?
There's all kinds of things for kids to do down here in Toontown. I'll try to show you a few of the most popular ones, but you need to discover some of them on your own. One of my personal favorite things at Toontown is the firework factory. That's right, there's an actual firework factory. Strike one. Let's try that again. Startled me. Now, one of the most popular attractions in Toontown is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. And what the Imagineers really did is they took 2 of their best rides and combined it. The Teacups and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. The line can be quite long, but it's actually enjoyable when you go through. There's all kinds of things to see while you're waiting in line. That's actually part of the attraction. There's doors to knock on, there's calendars to look at, there's cartoon characters to see. While you're waiting in line at the Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, they have a whole bunch of license plates, each one to represent a different Disney character. They're kind of hard to find and hard to figure out, but once you see them, then all of a sudden it becomes obvious. For example, there is I am late. That would be the White Rabbit, of course. Another license plate is RS2 Cat. RS2 Cat. Aristocat. Another license plate you can find is Fan-T-C. Fantasy. My personal favorite, ZPD. Oh! There he is! Hi, Pluto! Say hi! Thank you so much! Oh. Best day ever. Oh, there they are. There's Pluto and Goofy. What was I can't even remember what I was talking about. I just got interrupted by Pluto. Oh, yeah, the license plate. ZPD 2DA. Zippity Doodah. Now, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, there's the dip. The dip is what can kill a cartoon. It's horrible. We never want to make it. But here's the recipe. It's 1 part benzoate, 1 part acetone, and 1 part turpentine. Ugh, nasty, nasty stuff. No straight lines. And one of my favorite things is the electric company's door. Oh, he's gonna open it right there. Ready? I am in downtown Toontown. Right here behind me is City Hall. And above City Hall, you will see a clock. You see that clock? That clock is called the Glockenspiel, and it only rings and dings when a character is going to be coming out to meet and greet its guests. So now we're going to the west side of Toontown. This is where Mickey's and Minnie's house is. Also Donald's boat. So let's go explore those, shall we? Let's go into Mickey's house. Inside of Mickey's house, you can see photos of the first Mouseketeers. There's actually, inside Mickey's house, is an original photo of Walt and Mickey. Here I am right by the old piano, the player piano. If you look, the notes on the player piano are actually little hidden Mickeys. Of course, inside, there has to be a tribute to Steamboat Willie. Mickey is basically amazing at everything but apparently not darts. So if you have a little one and you want to get them ready to start riding roller coasters, the best roller coaster to start them on is the Goofy Go Coaster, right here in Toontown. Also, it has my very, very, very favorite hidden Mickey of all time. The Goofy Go Coaster is actually made up of all different discarded parts from toys. It's the perfect introduction roller coaster. Well, here we go into Donald's boat. Let's take a look around and see what we see. Who does Donald care most about? Well, right there, these photos will definitely show you who it is. Name of Donald's boat, the SS Miss Daisy. Donald Duck is actually the mascot for the Oregon Ducks, and that was a handshake deal that Walt did in 1947. It wasn't until 1973 that they actually did a written deal saying that they can use Donald Duck as their mascot. The Oregon Ducks was the only collegiate and professional team to have a duck as their mascot until 1993, when the Anaheim Ducks became the first professional team to use that name. And the Anaheim Ducks are owned, of course, by Disney. Right now, I am in front of Goofy's Playhouse. This is where you want to come if you're a parent and you have little kids who've got a lot of energy and you need some time to relax. Come right here, Goofy's Playhouse, you can sit down, put the kids in there and let them play. So in the Goofy Play area, you'll notice there's actually a little area of some pumpkin patches and some pumpkins right here. This is a pumpkin that's designed to look exactly like Jack Lindquist, the first president of Disneyland. You're looking good, glasses and all. Wow! At the very end of Toontown, you can find Chip and Dale's treehouse. Now, if you have a hard time remembering which one's Chip and which one's Dale, here's a little way to do that. Chip has a little teeny tiny black nose that looks like a chocolate chip. While you're in Toontown, you have to come to the Goofy water splat. Little water fountains. Listen to that, what happens when you push the button. Each time you do it, it makes a different sound. It used to be, as you push the water button, the water would light up different colors, letting you know which flavor you're going to get, depending on the color. They don't do that anymore, but it's still pretty cool to see that sign. Directly behind me is the Jolly Trolley. This is a Disneyland exclusive, only found in Disneyland. They don't have this in any of the other parks. You can notice there's a little gold key on top. You wind that key up to make it go. Each of the wheels is actually a different size, so when it run, it would wobble. It would do figure eight throughout Toontown. Nowadays, it's just stationed right here in the center of Toontown and no longer runs. But when it did, it was pretty freaking fun. When construction began on Toontown, they actually had to have little tiny 3D constructed models of every single building. They had them in a little plexiglass right out here in front. That way, the construction people, what are they called? Contract construction guys who build the building. That way, everybody who's working on the buildings can sit there and look at it from every angle to see how to build a building with no right angles and no straight lines. It's amazing, actually, if you think about it. So here we are in Minnie's house, and there's lots of things to explore in Minnie's house. Let's check it out. Entering into the kitchen of Minnie Mouse. Every well-stocked mouse needs to have cheese. True Blue, chip cheese, Philly cheesesteak, the big cheese, Gouda, not so Gouda. You can actually watch a cake rise here in Minnie's house. And if you want to see how dishes are done, check this out. Oh, they. So here's a little bit of trivia for you about Minnie's house. This is actually a true chocolate chip recipe right here. But you'll notice that what she's done, instead of using chocolate chips, she's using cheddar cheese chips. With somebody out there, you need to make that recipe and let me know if it's good. If you're visiting Toontown on a really hot day, one of the places you would like to visit is Mickey Mouse's barn, as it's air conditioned and takes some time. Also, right here on Toontown, they also sell on hot days frozen treats right out of Goofy's camper. Well, everybody, that's all I have for Toontown. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Toontown is a unique land and you should experience it. It's especially great when you have little kids and they come through and you see their eyes widen up and see all the wonders of Toontown. Now, if you like this video, please go ahead and subscribe down below and hit that little notification button. That way, as I make new videos, you'll get notified. Next week's video is going to be on, let's do Tomorrowland. How about Tomorrowland? Let's go do Tomorrowland. So next week's video is going to be on Tomorrowland, all the innovations of Tomorrowland. If you want, you can also subscribe to this blog right here. This is my wife's blog, and she is crazy and fun, and she vlogs almost every single day. It's fun to watch her and her shenanigans. You'll see me, her, my beautiful wife, and my little adorable son. So go ahead and check that out. Please subscribe, and next week's video is going to be on Tomorrowland.